What's up, everybody? I am all of 5 minutes removed from recording Johnny in Conflict, which happened yesterday. I was about to get ready for work because, now I'm really cutting it close. And ABR and Mikmer, they were going to play Friday, they were going to play Sunday. They have rescheduled to right effing now. I guess we're going to do it live, and I guess we're going to skip the gym this morning and probably be late for work. But you know what matters in my life? Not my health, not my responsibilities, not my business. Pokemon! So we're doing it live, boys. It is Mikmer and ABR, considered by many the highlight of the round, and Mikmer is one of those opponents. I don't know that most people would say that he is better than ABR, or that he's favored versus ABR. That might be too far. But what you might say, and what many people have said, is that Mikmer is one of those opponents that could really be a threat to ABR. He's one of those people that could realistically get him. And ABR starting out as ABR does, with an immediate critical hit to begin his CALLOUS Invitational. How did he become the champ last year? Like that. Lucky POS. Turn 1 crit, because he's ABR. That being said, it wasn't a huge deal. Mikmer did get a meta in, took the hidden power, not too bad. The crit added a whopping 22%. And we saw the meta had lefties. As you guys know, this is round 1 action, this is live action, this is dead Smeargle action, and Mikmer is probably bone zoned. I don't know what we were going for there. I'm not sure what the plan was there. Was he... the only thing I could think of is that Mikmer doubled back like that, thinking that ABR was going to switch to something like a Skarmory into the Smeargle. So he wanted to get the Smeargle in first, get the Spore off, blah, blah. Man, this Mystery Bus is going to be a lot less exciting with 0 spikes. But hey, know what else is going to be unexciting? A Magneton against a team that clearly is not going to have Skarmory. This is really awkward. He brings Smeargle, but just gets it killed with a bad double switch. I really don't understand that double switch. Doesn't Salamence a lot of the time, unless I guess he knew that it's choice band damage, doesn't Mence a lot of the time just stay in and quick Earthquake there, trying to kill the meta, and just kills the Smeargle that way? I don't like the double for Mikmer. Now, granted, he might be of the mind that in order to beat ABR, he's going to have to take some risks and just get there. So, if that's how he's thinking, fine. But I don't know about that double, and it's going to really hurt. Especially because, it's Mag, too, and it's unlikely. It could be Magdoll, but I think that's not super likely for ABR. Plus, given what we've seen, I think that Swampert plus Claydol on the same team, while not unheard of, is awkward and is uncommon, and is something that ABR doesn't generally like. So there might not be a spinner in the back. There could still be Starmie. But yeah, it's looking less and less likely that there is a spinner somewhere for ABR. So yeah, Smeargle would have been decent in this matchup because Magneton obviously can't remove it. And then Magneton would be not that exciting in this matchup because it doesn't really have anything to trap other than a Metagross. And yeah, now Mystery Bus is awkward as hell too. So this is a really weird matchup. The dynamic is funky here. If you were to play this game, 10 times, you might see 10 different lines, different routes, different outcomes. It's particularly interesting that Mikmer has a Swampert in the back, but knowing that the Mence is physical, because he knew that it was hidden power flying, not HP grass, obviously, based on hitting the meta, he still opted to go to the Smeargle rather than just being like, okay, I'll just go to Salamence. Go to Swampert rather. If he knew that it was choice banded, he could just stay in with the meta and not care. If he thought that maybe he was going to switch it up to go to Earthquake or something, you can go to the Salamence. I said, man, that's twice. Too tired to narrate. By Salamence, I mean Swampert. But the point is, he had options there either way, whether he thought it was banded or thought that it wasn't banded. I don't get the Smeargle double. Like I said, the only thing I can think of is he was trying to catch the Skarmory. So yeah, I think Mikmer really fucked that up, and I think not having the Smeargle and its spikes, I think it's going to hurt. Now, granted, if Mikmer wins this game, and stranger things have happened, if Mikmer wins this game anyway, then I think he's going to feel a lot of confidence, and I think it's going to... I mean, ABR is perpetually confident. He's so arrogant that he could lose half his confidence and still be arrogant. But I don't know. I mean, that's ABR is going to have to think twice. I mean, if ABR managed to keep his opponent to 0 spikes, if ABR managed to strand his opponent with a shitty Mystery Bus with nothing to protect and still manages to lose, I don't know. That's going to be like, well, man, fuck. I guess Mikmer's good and stuff. Mikmer should lose this game. ABR feels a lot ahead. The Smeargle did nothing. The Mystery Bus is going to be really underwhelming given the no spikes to protect. And this team clearly, I mean, with stuff like mixed meta with Arrow, with what I assume is a DD Tar in the back, yeah, it's clearly meant, as basically all Smeargle teams are, to be pretty damn offensive, pretty damn all in. They're pretty straightforward. You set a layer or two, and then you just go ham for the rest of the game. Mystery Bus is awkward. Mystery Bus is awkward on this team. It's usually Gar. Usually the more offensive ghost. Missy doesn't have boom like Gengar does. It's very interesting to me that it's Mystery Bus here rather than Gar. It's going to be worse in this matchup for sure. If he had like Boom Gar with, Ice Punch, HP Grass or whatever, that threatens every single thing that we see from ABR. The Mence doesn't like Ice Punch, Swampert doesn't like HP Grass. I like when Blissey gets boomed on. A little too much. But Blissey doesn't like it, is the point. Ooh, interesting. Interesting! It's actually Mystery Bus with HP Grass. Doing a little pump fake here. Oh, man, I opted for Mystery Bus. Fuck, I should have brought Gengar. What will I do without my HP Grass? Sucker. It's cute. He tried. ABR didn't fall for it, but A for effort. And there's Endeavor to put Bliss in the danger zone. Swampert, if it wasn't faster already, which it obviously was, is now super duper faster than Bliss. And down she goes to a Surf. This game closer than it perhaps could have or should have been. However, Missy, now that we know it is HP Grass, obviously can't have HP Ice. And tragically, it does not learn Ice Beam or Ice Punch. So in theory, Salamence is pretty safe here. There's Meta coming into a T-Bolt, which takes like nothing from. The only thing Meta or Mence would care about with a T-Bolt is if they randomly get got with a Para. Well, missing Mash helps, but I mean the bottom line of this game is that Mikmer is going to have to make a good prediction or two with the Aerodactyl, or just immediately get there with the T-Tar. DD once, survive an attack, and then just get there, whether it's perfect prediction, rock slide, flinch, whatever it ends up being. Is he planning on getting boomed on here? Is he... No, he thinks he's faster, and he's right. So there's the EQ. It's awkward, though, because like there's nothing... With Aerodactyl, it's only double edge, right? I mean, rock slide doesn't do it against the Pert. Earthquake doesn't do it against the Mence. HP Flying, Bug, whatever, is just a worse double edge. So Aerodactyl doesn't really have a blowout move here. It's just double edge, which like is a fine move, but Swampert's at 100%. Mence is pretty damn healthy too. Is double edge really enough? You would need some help for sure. Maybe right now, if he's like DD HP Grass, maybe he like grasses the Swampert, goes to the Aerodactyl after you die, and then just immediately crits with double edge. It's looking, even though Mikmer put up a fight and made it close, it's looking like ABR takes game one nonetheless. I don't know what you could do here. Like I said, I think you can like immediately crit double edge, and that's about it. And he does not, and it's game 1 to ABR. Close. I think Mikmer just really shot himself in the foot. It all came down to that Smeargle sequence. It's unfortunate. It was a really questionable double. It's not, strictly wrong, the worst play I've ever seen in my life. It's very easy for me as, an armchair commentator to attack plays or whatever, but in the moment, there's a reason for it, and when those plays work out, they're really good. What if ABR had gone to his Skarmory there? What if he gets the Spore off on the Skarm so ABR doesn't establish spikes? Mikmer himself gets like 2 layers of spikes. Completely different game, right? I mean, ABR's team is so slow, there's like only one thing that even outspeeds the Smeargle, which is the Mence. So if he goes to anything but Mence, Smeargle actually gets 2 layers of spikes. And knowing that it's a physical Mence, after you get the 1 layer, and with Mikmer having no layers beneath his team, you could just go to the Swampert, force out the Mence, maybe you double back to Smeargle. The game could have gone a completely different way, and Mikmer basically lost and shot himself in the foot when he made that Smeargle double. I really wish for his sake he hadn't have made that play. I think that was a fine matchup and easily could have gone the other way, and Mikmer really fucked it up with that one turn. Here we are in Game 2 with Mikmer again on the bottom, ABR on the top. It is a Meta and a Kun respectively, Calm Mind and Boom. We've got ourselves a trade. And the follow-up is Loom and Meta respectively. Risky here because it could Lum itself awake, but it's not super common that Meta has Lum. And in fact, it doesn't wake up immediately, but it wakes up and explodes, trading with only a substitute. But there's a Dugtrio follow-up, which if you're doing this, it must have Aerial Ace. This could get a little awkward if there's a Pursuit Tar. There's also like a Skarm or a Salamence or an Arrow or things that could take advantage of this Dugtrio stuck on Aerial Ace. You could go to like a Charizard here and sub up, or just about anything and sub up. You can go to Rhydon and sub up. We've got ourselves a fast one here, and there's Curse, which is going to protect the Lax from Claydol potentially booming on it. I'm not clear if Boom plus the follow-up Dugtrio kills the Lax here. It depends on how invested the Claydol is. If it's one of those good old like adamant max attack dolls, then that plus the Dugtrio should be enough. If it's like old, ultra bulky, slow, do-nothing doll, then that Boom is pretty weak. It's also possible that Mikmer just doesn't play around, or does play around the Boom rather. He just switches to something that doesn't care about it. Yeah, so he doesn't switch there. That Earthquake didn't do a lot, and there's the Curse. That kind of makes me... If the Earthquake's only doing 17% prior to this second Curse, that doesn't make me feel too good about what this Boom might do. Still 2 hidden pokes in the back, so I mean, let's not get too far ahead of it, but ABR might have a Lax problem here. ABR might have a Lax problem. Like I said, we don't know his other 2 pokes. He could have a Leech Seed Mon in the back, or he could have a Gengar where the Lax can't actually touch it. It certainly looks like a team that would have Pursuit Tar for Mikmer. And he's cursing again. He's refusing to attack. There's no sand, so he's getting real bulky, and it's a 38% explosion into 3 curses. Dugtrio here would not kill by any stretch without a crit, which it's ABR, so he'll get it immediately. There's a whole meme, there's like a running joke within ADV, oh, ABR moment, where like he instantly freezes him or instantly crits him on command. A crit would just be so appropriate. It would be so ABR moment, as they say. But he doesn't get it, and this is looking fucked. Regice is going to need an immediate Ice Beam crit or an Ice Beam freeze for ABR to have any chance, and even if that does occur, he's still in a 2-4 hole. And there's the freeze, so there's a chance. ABR moment. It would need a couple ABR moments to pull this out. He's pretty far behind. I guess it's not as bad as it looks. It is just 2-3, which, again, At Stranger Things, Mikmer should win this game. And now I'm not sure that he has a pursuit tower in the back because you have a Shadow Ball lax. So maybe you don't need it. Not sure where we're going with substitute. Yep, fuck that. Goes Mega. There's Boom. Tradesies. Alright. Last poke for ABR. Do you have like Last Mence that gets it done? Do you just DD up and get there here? DD Tar, DD Mence, DD Gyra, Sub Rachi. Some kind of sweeper in the back for ABR that just gets there? Or are we heading to game 3? Be really sad if Mikmer somehow lost this way. Not only does ABR get the freeze. Oh, that could do it. Offstar? That could do it. That might be a problem for Mikmer, depending on the last. Does ABR get bailed out? Is this really a thing? Does he clutch freeze the lax and then just get there anyway? This could easily be a 2-0 for Mikmer, and this might be a 2-0 for ABR. Man, the hesitation, the fact that Mikmer is thinking, oh man, is he fucked? That's terrible. That's terrible. Does Mikmer lose? Oh, the hesitation is so bad. If he really loses to this, I can't imagine. His face must have dropped in real life. He must have just looked at it like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? How is it last off me? The one thing I don't want it to be. Is this a fucking robbery? This could have easily been 2-0 Mikmer, and it's looking like it might be 2-0 ABR. The fact that Mikmer's moving this slowly, I just don't think he's that much of a douche. Like, I think if he just had, last poke Wish Jirachi or something here, then you just go to it. You don't slow roll him here. I think, yep, he says freeze won you the game. Mikmer is an unhappy fucking camper here. Wow. Wow. This is robbery if it really does end like this. I don't think Mikmer's bluffing. How much of a douche are you? Oh, you jerk. The freeze won you the game, bro. Just kidding. I've got last poke CM Wish Rachi. Man, the player's cheat. Oh my god. Oh boy. Hydro Pump miss, or is he just running Surf because it's ABR? Endure, Surf. Yup. Here's the crit opportunity. Crit Thunder Punch, crit HP Grass. It's so deserved. No! Oh. That feels so predictable. That's it. That is a 2-0 ABR victory over Mikmer. This clearly could have gone full-on 2-0 the other way. At least gone to a game 3. That freeze ended up being huge, unfortunately. And game 1, like I said, Mikmer just has to look at it and go, why did I go back to Smeargle? If he had just not done that, if he had just not gone to the Smeargle there, I think it just could have been a totally different game. And then this one, ABR, of course, bailed out by a freeze. Man, I don't want to be a broken record, guys. You've heard it so many times over years on the channel. I mean, you can go on and on and on about what could have been, what should have been. If you replay it, it would have gone this way, it should have gone this way, but it doesn't matter. The end of the day, the only result that matters is what did happen. And it's ABR with the 2-0 over Mikmer. A questionable 2-0. And a series that easily could have gone the other way. But it did not. And ABR, our defending champ, unlike Asta, unlike Roro, unlike Markup, is going to start off his tournament in the upper bracket. Alright, guys, given the real life time, I super duper have to go now. My morning is all fucked up by these guys playing now. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will be back tomorrow with a million more narrations. I got a bunch of them. But for now, I really got to feed the cats, shower, and go to work. I will see you guys in the next video. Please leave a thumbs up.